in the air tonight, it's everywhere.
Hi, and this is Max for the Magical Zoo crew. We just got back recently from a visit, seeing David, who's there on site working through the summer. And for the first time, we went to Animal Kingdom. Now, I've always looked at this being a half-day park, but after being there and after the time we spent there, I will tell you, it is not a half-day park. Matter of fact, we were there for about 6 hours, and we could not do all that we wanted to do within the 6 hours. We got in shortly after the gates opened, kind of took our time going through, seeing all the things as you enter that oasis, and then that opening up out into the Tree of Life. And just as we got there, they were getting ready to release the birds. And so we got to see all the colorful macaws that they have and everything, and see them fly around. And then we went on to our first adventure, which was the safari. And because we did not take time to get a lightning lane for that, we were a little bit past the rope drop for the day. The line had already formed, and we had to wait for a good hour to get onto the ride. And a lot of that had to do with they had to stop the ride because animals were in the road. And so they would have to wait until the animals clear the road before each of the truck units, the buses that they take you through safari on, could clear and for the next one to come on. So that took about almost 2 hours for a day. So getting in shortly before 9 o'clock when we actually got in, kind of taking in all the sights, the size of the Tree of Life, and then the bird show that was right there as we came in, and just kind of taking in everything. It was about 10:30, almost 11 o'clock before we finished that portion of the park. And then just as we got off of that, it was almost time for the Lion King show to start. And so we wanted to see that. So we take off and we go and we get in line for the Lion King. And we had about a 20-minute wait before the doors opened. And then once we were seated, there was another 20-minute wait before the show started. And then the show is at least 30, almost 40 minutes. I would say almost 40, just under 40 minutes long is the whole show. And so we came out of there, and the next big thing on the list for the day was going to be Mount Everest. Now, I'm not a big roller coaster guy. I do ride some, but I'm not big on roller coasters. So I didn't ride Everest, but my wife and David, they took off and they got on Mount Everest. And then once they got off Mount Everest, well, now it was 1:30. Once they had gone through that line, got off the ride, we're now hitting 1:30, and we're all hungry. So we go and get something to eat. Now that was our day. About 2 o'clock, a little after 2 o'clock, we left Animal Kingdom to go to then Hollywood Studios, then Epcot, and then the Magic Kingdom. So we did all 4 parks in that one day. But I'm going to focus on this right now, just on Animal Kingdom. It is not a half-day park. Matter of fact, it's not even a full-day park. When I say full day, you can't get it done in a day. I believe of all the parks, and I am particularly fond of Magic Kingdom myself, of all the parks, Animal Kingdom has more to offer than what you can do really in a day, unless you're going to spend the big bucks and buy the lightning lanes for the rides and those things, which if you've got a family of 4, that's going to add up a lot of money real fast, as we talked in our previous video on what it costs to have a lightning lane for everybody, unlimited, that you can book one or two, and as soon as your time gets off of those, you can book more. So there's just so much going on. Now, there is a lot of things that are closed at Animal Kingdom. They are redoing some of the shows, and some of the things, Dinosaur Land, all those things are slowly have been shut down. That area is slowly being closed down as we go through the summer. And by the summer's end, most of that area of the park will be closed completely. But there's a lot to do, a lot to see, especially if you love nature. Now, I love nature, but I can just enjoy nature as well as watching any of the Disney documentaries on nature that are the ones they did in the past, or the things they're doing now on the Disney Channel. But there's a lot to be offered at Animal Kingdom. And so if you're planning to try to do one full day at Animal Kingdom and try to get it all in, you can't do it. We did 3 things the whole time we were there. If you count stopping having lunch around 1:30, 4 things before we left the park. And there was so much that we did not get to see and get to do. We didn't go see the baby tiger, which really is not a baby anymore. We didn't go see the gorillas. We didn't go see the other bird show they have. We didn't take the other trails and walk the trails. There's trails that you can do that you kind of overlook the safari. Time management, when you're spending that kind of money to go to a park, you've really got to look at your time management. And again, this goes back to what I said earlier in the video that we did a few weeks back. If you've got small kids, then you need to plan your trip around your small kids. This is what we believe they'll like, and this is what we want them to see. And plan your day out to what those things are. And then that way also, if there are particular things you want to do, and you want to spend the money for at least one lightning lane, then do that. And if I'm going to spend money in Animal Kingdom for a lightning lane, and you can't get there at rope drop, then you need to buy it for the safari. I don't, even with lightning lane, you're going to have to wait, I would say, close to 15-20 minutes in line, because the number of people who are trying to go through that. Same thing, Lion King, there is no fast pass or lightning lane now for the Lion King show. But if you got young kids, I really encourage you to take them to see that. I was fascinated, with David and Nathan being now in their adulthood. The music and everything was not that drawing to me, but I was drawn to the mechanical stuff and the things, the background things that are going on really in front of you. There's a lot of things going around. I was watching all the technical stuff and how they were moving sets and doing things and how things were staged to bring all that together. So if you got small kids, you definitely want to do the safari. Suggest get a fast pass. Then take them to and do the Lion King show. Look and see the times and when they are doing the macaw parrot release of the birds. We walked in and I saw some motion going on in front of us, and I was like, "Oh, David, are they getting ready to release the birds?" And that was the phrase they used. He goes, "Yeah." And so that in itself is incredible. Not only incredible to see, these birds are somewhere off campus. They have a roost off campus, and they fly in and they perch on these man-made perches. But then they release, I would say 50, 75 macaws that come and just fly over you and everything. And it is a beautiful sight. Really, really beautiful. Really enjoyed it. It was something that I was not expecting to see, didn't think I had interest in seeing, but once I saw it, it was beautiful. And then if you're adults and kids that are teenagers that want to do Mount Everest, some of those things have I think Mount Everest has a single rider line. And so if you don't want to spend the money to do the lightning lane for that one, and you and your kids don't mind being paired up with a stranger, you can kind of, I guess, cheat the system and do the single rider line and get through that a little bit quicker if you don't mind splitting up and everything. So really had a great time. We only spent about 6 hours total there. We only got about 3 things done. So that tells you for everything we did, and that included the walking time from one site to another site. We did 3 things and we spent 6 hours total in the park. That's my thoughts for the day. I hope you're having a great day. And always remember, make it a great Disney day wherever you are. Goodbye.
Worlds collide and hearts unite with stories we all know. Every smile, a spark of light, a tale we'll always share. Magic in the air tonight, it's everywhere.